Social development. So social development is basically how we learn to make connections with other people. It's about our relationships and skills we learn to help us interact with others. Piaget has a key role here, talking about stages of play. Social development for the life stages kind of makes up the rest of this topic. Ultimately, it's about friendship and making a friend. So Piaget's stages of play. Now Piaget had 6 stages of play. I've broken them down into 4. So first of all, we have solo play. Solo play had 2 parts, 0 to 1 and then 12 months to 18 months. And basically, during this period, we play by ourselves. We explore the world on our own through toys and games and sort of using our sensory motor skills. And in the later stages of solo play, we might repeat actions, we might play very simple games like peekaboo. But again, really, most of our interaction, most of our play is on our own. It might be facilitated by adults, but we're not playing with adults. We then move into parallel play between 18 months and 2 years. And again, children begin to copy what other children are playing. They'll play alongside those children, but they enjoy playing by themselves. So they might be playing near another child, they might copy what another child is doing, but they're not necessarily playing with the children, they're just playing near them. And then around 3 to 4 years of age, we enter associative play. So children begin to play cooperatively with other children. They play games, they can ask questions about how and why, they can do fancy and pretend play, and an element of negotiation, but still it's quite basic. And then lastly, there's cooperative play. Now again, this is in 2 parts, so 4 to 6 and then 6 to 8. But ultimately it's about, we start to play with other children, we start following rules, we start taking active roles in creating and managing a game. And we like playing with other children around us. The early stages is quite basic, simple rules, simple gameplay, and then it becomes more complicated, more detailed and layered in latter stages. Now in infancy and childhood, there are sort of key changes that take place. So in infancy, we interact with our family members. So that's our first form of social and emotional relationship. So we start to form attachment with our key carers, and we start to learn the rules and how to interact. And in childhood, again, it continues. So social learning, we learn rules, we learn behaviours, we learn values and what's important, and the family provides a safe base. And then children start to gain independence, gain confidence, and will start to seek friendships outside the family, often based on with people who they share interests, or there's like a reason for the forming a friendship. Adolescence is a big one for social development. It's probably quite a key one here. So secondary social learning takes place. Self-worth is all influenced by peer groups and people around you. Adolescents will copy the styles of dress, behaviours, cultures, beliefs, all those around them. Development of puberty has an impact as hormones start to kick in. And also transition into independence. Children become, or adolescents become, independent from the family, and again peer group becomes more influential in their lives. And peer pressure is a key one here that can have positive and negative effects. Early and middle adulthood, we enter maturity. So at this point, we're starting to form friendship networks that are still important to us, but we're emotional relationships are sort of developing and their attachments are changing. So we form intimate partnerships and we find employment and career. Marriage and parenthood takes in, and then obviously in middle adulthood, individuals experience time pressures that limit social activity. So social development becomes a little bit more strained in sort of middle adulthood, because again, that time pressure from having family, work, care for parents, social activities. And then last but not least, in later adulthood, older people have more free time to make friends, to have hobbies, to have pastimes, to travel. So there's a more opportunity for social development to expand. But that is limited by financial constraints, health constraints. So some older people choose to increase their involvement with close friendships and family rather than extend their network. But also on the other side is that we have older people who begin to disengage with society and become separated, particularly if spouses and partners and friends have died, and it creates a lonely and vulnerable stage.